We heard big claims from everybody in the room today. How about the truth, the security side of TikTok? Joining me is Lindsay Gorman. She's the Senior Fellow for Emerging Technologies at Alliance for Securing Democracy and a former Biden White House advisor. Ms. Gorman, there's a supposed billion-dollar firewall between U.S. data and Beijing. Representative Kat Kamek of Florida pressed for answers on that and kind of had a lot to say.
My colleague, Representative Latta, confirmed that your parent company, ByteDance, currently can access user data. Yes?
We have to be more specific.
Yes.
After Project Texas, no.
I'm not asking after Project Texas, I'm asking now. Yes. You damn well know that you cannot protect the data and security of this committee or the 150 million users of your app because it is an extension of the CCP. And with that, I yield back.
She clearly feels very passionately. You don't find many people in America that are that revved up about it. She clearly is. But we hear there is this plan for this partition. It doesn't sound like there is a firewall at this moment, though. What's the truth?
Well, if there aren't that many people in America that are that revved up about it, I will say they were all sitting at that hearing today because they were equally revved up around TikTok. It was just a really grueling hearing, I think, for Shou Chew to hear all those lawmaker questions and grilling. And what TikTok is trying to put forward for a solution to the national security concerns that these lawmakers keep raising is this firewall type solution called Project Texas. And sort of just as an indication for how flat it fell, one House member, actually a representative from Texas, said something like, "We don't want your project, rename it please," because that's how ill they feel. This firewall will actually address the security concerns that have been identified around who accesses the data that's on TikTok and how the content that's shown to Americans using the platform is chosen. And there's a real concern that the Chinese Communist Party could have influence over both of those things. And we heard that from Republican and Democratic lawmakers alike.
And if I understood it correctly, at this point, Beijing can access data, even though maybe they're not supposed to or it's hard to do. They can access it, right?
That's what it seemed like from the hearing. We didn't hear a denial. I think Shou Chew kept trying to say that once we have Project Texas, that will not happen. But I think the implication is that at least as the app stands today, there is that access available. And we've certainly seen it in the case of a TikTok spying on a Forbes journalist where they inappropriately accessed that data.
Propaganda, which you were talking about, Ms. Gorman, really didn't come up as much as data did, but did we get a better sense of whether direct access to 150 million Americans per month could be exploited by the Chinese Communist Party today?
I think we heard about it obliquely in references to algorithmic transparency and certainly in some of the sort of top comments about the potential for pushing propaganda. And I think absolutely that the sheer number of Americans on the platform presents a truly unique risk. And it's similar to the risk of polarization and foreign influence on other social media platforms, but it has one really significant difference, which is that at the end of the day, there's a company in China that, as came out in the hearing today, the CEO of TikTok reports to, and that company ultimately is accountable to the Chinese government. And that's where it presents just too great a propaganda risk when we know that China's propagandists are flooding the rest of the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, already to push Chinese propaganda, including about today's hearing.
I think we could safely say it wouldn't be a tech congressional hearing these days if some people weren't making fun of middle-aged and older men, maybe not totally getting it. This is Congressman Richard Hudson of North Carolina. Listen to his point here.
Mr. Chew, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, I may not understand the...
So if I have a TikTok app on my phone and my phone is on my home Wi-Fi network, does TikTok access that network?
It will have to access the network to get connections to the internet, if that's the question.
Is it possible then that it could access other devices on that home Wi-Fi network?
Congressman, we do not do anything that is beyond any industry norms. I believe the answer to your question is no. It could be technical. Let me get back to you.
I'm not sure exactly what he's getting at there. I'm guessing like if they can tap into his TV, which is on there, that maybe they can eavesdrop and listen to what a congressman's saying in his house, or theoretically all Americans. I don't know if that's what he's getting at, but we do know TikTok has reportedly used IP addresses to track certain people. They had code built in to track web browsing, I've read in the past. Do they have tentacles and everything? How wide is it?
I think that's exactly what the congressman's question was trying to get at. What he was asking was, if I install TikTok on my phone and then I access the internet on my phone through my home Wi-Fi network, are the other devices that are connected to the Wi-Fi network, most notably my computer, are those then at risk from the platform? And this is really getting to the question of, is TikTok spyware? Because that's how spyware works. It can infiltrate your entire network. And that's why, you know, with these national security systems, there are these really strong firewalls to cordon off certain systems so that they're not accessible from public networks. That's why when you go to a cafe and log on to the Wi-Fi, that's a little less secure than your Wi-Fi at your home that's password protected. So we didn't get great answers to that, but it seems like it could be technically possible if a software update to TikTok would then turn it into a spyware feature.
Lindsay Gorman, Senior Fellow for Emerging Technologies at Alliance for Securing Democracy. Some interesting analysis here. Thank you.
Thank you, Jens.